Calm down though, you know. In that frame like a wet dog. Hello. Let me try that again. Hello. And welcome back to another one of my videos. I am so enthralled that you decided to click on it. You must have not realized that I'm a trash person. Hello, Earth Dwellers, and thank you for clicking on this video. If you watched the last video, you will understand what we're talking about this video. So if you haven't watched it and you clicked on this video, go click on the other one. I'll wait. I'll sit here and I'll wait for you to click on that other one. But don't. I can't tell you what to do. Anywho, if you watched the last video, we're doing a little series. A little TB series. So last week's video, let's get serious, guys.
This is serious time.
Serious? You came to be entertained by a serious video. I know that's why you clicked on it, because of how serious I am about diseases and pandemics. But last week we talked about more of the history side of TB and how it progressed throughout history and through the different countries and why it was a pandemic then and why it's considered a pandemic today. And we are going to now talk about the actual science, medical, TB is one of the oldest recorded human inflicting infections that has been, did I say recorded? That has been recorded. And it is still among the world's top killers. Top killers?
You a top killer.
Nope. Of infectious diseases. That, you saw it. TB is a rod-shaped bacterium. It is spread through the air. That is born. Nope, that's not where I wanted to go with that sentence. It is spread through airborne droplets, which is considered cough, spit, sneeze, fart. Nope, that's not. Like the virus we're dealing with today, this bacterium does not need symptoms to spread. Witching, take your wands out because it's witching time. Nope. Which means it is asymptomatic, meaning you don't need to have symptoms to actually spread this disease.
But beware.
Once start to appear, they can cause night sweats, those sweaty nights, high fever, cough that just goes everywhere. Cough, just a cough. I mean, just a cough. A harsh cough. That's what I was. A harsh cough and sweating, more sweating. So along with the night sweats, day sweats, you get the day sweats too. Just you're sweating all the time now because of that high fever, chills. So on top of the sweating and the high hot fever, you're gonna be freezing. Your skin's gonna feel like you've been dipped in
the ocean
of the North Pole. Wow, I sounded not smart at that moment. Those are the first signs of a typical symptom. Now, the symptoms can get worse, untreated, and spread throughout the entire body. So because of that, you now have the wonderful look of an ashen, you turn white while your distant uncle is downing Coronas and smoking Marlboros.
All that stuff falling out of his cigarette.
Well, that's what you look like. No, you don't look like that, but people with severe TB look like that. It's not funny. I'm not trying to make a joke at this. I'm just making light of the situation. I'm sorry. You also are malnourished and you cough up blood. So along with that harsh cough you had, you now look like Nosferatu. Just Nosferatu. You are now Nosferatu. And if you watch my last video, you'll get what I mean. That was weird. I'm sorry for that. There are two types of TB. And if you didn't think that this could be worse, it's worse. Because like I said, you got symptoms and you got worse. And so you got type A and you got type B. Type T and Nope. There's two types, latent TB infection and latent TB disease, which can prove to be fatal.
Pathways into the body, pathways into the body.
Once droplets enter into the body, they're in there. They're in your mucous membranes. They're gonna travel down your trachea, and they're gonna stop in your lungs, and they're gonna build, and they're gonna sit, and they're gonna multiply on your I'm trying to try not to say this word wrong. Alveoli sacs. Ravioli sacs inside your lungs, and where they begin to multiply. That's all you need to know. But thank God for our strong body, our immune system, like cells at work. Our immune system starts working. And what it does is, again, I'm gonna botch and butcher all of these words. Your immune system will start to collect all of the TB bacteria in granulomas.
Granulomas.
At this point, the granulomas will protect the person who has been infected from the TB from multiplying or spreading throughout the body. There are no symptoms. You are asymptomatic. So this person now does not know that they had TB, but their body is working to defeat it in that sac. Now, in a few weeks, a person will test positive for latent TB. And at this point, here comes the switch from latent TB to TB disease, tuberculosis disease. Remember that ball, that granuloma ball we just spoke about literally less than 5 seconds ago? Well, it now has burst. The bacteria got super strong, and it was like, you ain't keeping me in here. Nope, we're not staying in here. I don't know what you're talking about. Busting out of this thing. I'm busting out. We're busted out. We busted out. And now, on a rampage, we are going to just knock everything down in this body. We're knocking it down. Now here comes the problem. So the switch happened when the granuloma bursted open, just bloom, just open. Well, now the problem is it can happen immediately, which would mean you got infected, your immune system started working and creating granulomas, and then it burst open. And now you have the TB disease, all within immediately contracting the disease. Or it could lay dormant in those granulomas for years. I'm sorry, that got real dark real quick. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said it that way.
Or not at all.
Now, once the bacteria is roaming around in the lungs, it is actually called pulmonary TB. And this is when, after the granuloma breaks and the TB is able to spread and multiply throughout the lungs on the alveoli sacs. Nope, I feel like I said it wrong. But unchecked TB can actually pass from the lungs into the bloodstream.
Like little salmon swimming upstream and jumping over those rocks and fighting off bears to get to their breeding ground.
Well, now that our little TB, he's not a friend, he's our enemy, he's now in our bloodstream, and this is called extrapulmonary TB. They decided not to give it a different name. It's just extra. Unlike our terrifying meatball friend that we're plagued with today, tuberculosis will come for anyone. It doesn't care. Rich, young, poor, old, weak, strong. It will affect anyone. It doesn't care. But depending on the person's health, wealth, and well-being, no, I'm just kidding. Not their wealth. I just said TB doesn't care. If you're in the gutter or if you're in the seat of the president, all right, well, if you have HIV, AIDS, cancer, any kind of autoimmune deficiency, obviously TB could go to TB disease rather quickly. One of those quick things. But if you go down to your local Jamba Juice or Juice Bar or wherever that is, I don't go to those. Well, if you go there and you find Steve, then he's probably going to be fine. Maybe. I'm not a doctor. I don't know if he'll be fine. TB is a very progressive and terrifying disease. So I don't know, Steve. Will you be fine? But I have good news, Steve. Now we have ways to slow the progression of TB. And if latent TB is caught early enough, we can
eradicate it.
I don't know why I said it.
Stats, we're going to those stats.
stop. I need 20 cc's, stop. Okay. In 2019, the treatment, the testing, and the screening for TB was updated by the WHO. So that's good news. In 2018, 1.5 million people died of TB out of the 10 million that fell ill. Out of those 10 million, 5.7 million were men, 3.2 million were women, and 1.5 were children. I was going to say babies, and that would have been not the correct term that the WHO used. They used children. At this point in time, the antibiotics that we have for the defeat of TB are now becoming resisted, meaning people are now becoming resistant to the actual medicine for TB. 484,000 people out of the 10 million infected were found and classified to be resistant to the main drug used to combat TB. And yes, in the 19th century, the TB pandemic did take a decline and slowly started to be eradicated, not fully from the world now. I don't know why I paused many times while saying that sentence. Countries that are affected right now with TB: India, China, Indonesia, the Philippines. I forgot how many. I forgot how many. I'm just gonna, Pakistan, Nigeria, Bangladesh, South Africa. All of these countries still have cases of TB. Well, by 2030, it is the WHO's, the WHO's, they want to eradicate TB from the human race. Well, that's all the time we have for today, my Earth dwellers. Please stay safe, stay sane, and stay healthy. If I could, I would. And if I don't, then I didn't. Well, yep, I definitely said that. So on that note, I'm gonna put my arm back down because that was weird. Anyway, on that note, I hope you enjoyed this content and I hope you learned something. I hope you put that in your noggin. A little TLC, tender love and care for you guys. We need to stay home as much as we can, and we need to not touch our faces, wash our hands, and so we don't spread it. Because, I mean, they were really spreading TB a lot back then, and they thought it was hereditary. So my good golly Molly. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video now. So like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!